Hi everyone, welcome to another exciting video of Starship booster catch landing explanation. And last week the entire internet was flooded with SpaceX, Starship, etc. And I'm excited to explain this particular incredible technology. So watch this video till end. Trust me, it's going to blow up your mind. So let's get started. So before I jump in and talk about the Starship booster catch in the midair, I would like to tell why it is very important for a company like SpaceX, because SpaceX is known for building reusable rockets since 2015. They proved us by landing those Falcon 9 boosters back to the drone ship or back to the launch pad, and I've actually made a video a few months ago, the tech in reusable rockets, and explaining about everything in detail about rockets starting from very basics till the end. So watch that video. I'll be leaving the link of that video in the description box below, or you can check it in somewhere in the cards. So watch that video to understand how the tech is used in reusable rockets. But coming back to the video of SpaceX, Starship booster landing, so why it is important to catch the booster in the midair, what is so big deal with this thing? So let me just talk about this with a cricket analogy. Imagine you are playing a game called cricket and you are trying to catch a ball. If you miss it, you have to chase the ball, you have to pick it up and you have to throw it. Instead, if you are very good at cricket, you're going to simply catch the ball and throw it. Which one do you think is faster? Simply catching the ball and throwing it, and you continue the game, right? So it saves a lot of time and effort, right? The same thing in the case of booster as well. Instead of landing the boosters on a drone ship which is situated away from the launch pad, they're simply gonna try to catch the booster in the midair and simply gonna use it, just fill the propellant, do some necessary checks and use it for the next launch. So this saves a lot of time and effort for a company like SpaceX. And plus in the the landing legs are very crucial here when you're trying to land on a specific drone ship kind of a thing. And over the period of time, due to multiple reusable landings and all, the landing legs will be getting damaged and will not be used for multiple times. So that's the major problem, and simply catching the boosters in the midair, it solves a lot of problems. And this system whole makes it RRR, which stands for rapidly reusable rockets. Now let's talk about how it actually happened, how this particular technology works. I'm just gonna explain in a brief because it is very complex engineering, lot of components, lot of subsystems working together perfectly made this possible output. So I'm gonna explain in a little brief and let's get started. So this particular thing that you see over here is a Starship, the upper part, and the bottom one is what called heavy booster, and this particular right over here is called the Starship. And you can get all the specification details just by going through the SpaceX webpage. Now ignore my drawing, I'm not so good at drawing actually, so just a rough sketch to explain it to you guys. I have just drawn it, so don't comment me on my drawing. So if I come little down, so for any rocket experiment, the stage separation is one thing which is very very important. And if you please do check it out the other video where I have explained everything in detail, starting from launching the rocket and why stage separation is important and components in a rocket system. So definitely watch that video, then jump into this video. So when the Starship goes up, it has to do the stage separation process, and this is called two-stage separation process. And after the booster, the heavy booster is separated, it has to come back to the launch pad by traversing a path. And then this gigantic robotic arms, the opening, it is going to be the robotic arms will be opened widely, and to simply catch it here, timing and precision is very very important. And when the booster is coming close to the gigantic arms, the arms will open widely and this booster will reignite, so that it is going to slow down its velocity. And once it is close to the robotic arms will close, and it is going to actually hover over, the booster is going to hover over the robotic arms just like this, and what you see on a video actually. And grid fins plays a vital role here. So grid fins are something like they are used to control the orientation of the rocket, and it is controlled by software powering the Starship booster. So reignition is something should happen. Why? Because it has to slow down its velocity, right? So an significant amount of reignition will happen when it is close to the launch pad. So this is how actually works. And the thing that you see over here, green color, is what is really important, which I'm going to explain in a short. So this is what happens. The stage separation happens. The rocket booster will come closely and following a particular programmed trajectory path. And when it is close to the robotic arms, this robotic arms is actually pre-programmed and it is open widely, and the reignition happens and it slows down. The velocity comes to zero and smoothly just glides over it and then hover over onto this particular system, this particular launch pad. And yeah, so that's the thing. Now if you closely observe the rocket booster, there are two arms which I told you, which I'm going to explain. So these two arms are located on either side of the rocket and responsible for hovering over the gigantic robotic arm. So when it comes down, as I explained, the velocity will be dropped because of the reignition, and these two arms which are located on either side will simply slide over to the robotic arms, and that's just like how you have seen. And this is just a brief explanation, but to make this thing possible, a lot of hardware, programmed hardware, and controlled by software powering the Starship to make this thing possible. And also if you observe, the booster is slightly coated with a kind of a black paint, which is useful for examination purpose, like post the catch event occurred. If there are any dents or scratches, with the help of this black paint, they can easily figure out which part of the rocket booster is getting affected, maybe because of the heat or scratches or anything, to examine that. So obviously, to achieve this, something that is next to impossible, there is always a chance of risk. Now let's talk about the risk. Now there could be a lot of risks associated with this test flight, but what I feel is two major risks that involved in this particular test. One is like, what if the robotic arms opening closing time did not match? It is not going to catch the booster and eventually the booster will hit the ground. Or what if those two arms which I shown you in the video is in the wrong direction? So these two, what I feel, are a major risk associated with this particular test flight. But the success is one possible outcome, and SpaceX and Elon is known for not giving up. So what a week to witness these incredible piece of technology, masterpiece kind of technology in space industry. And he just launched autonomous vehicles in V-Robot event, and 3 days later catching the SpaceX rocket booster in the mid-air. What an era we are living in to witness all these particular technologies. I am forever grateful to see these technologies in action. So that wraps up this video, and thank you so much for watching this video till here, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to share it with your friends who are really tech enthusiastic. And also, if you're new to the channel, subscribing to the channel is really helpful for me, and we are very close to 1000 subscribers. And also do check it out other videos that I made, and definitely you're gonna like it, and let me know your thoughts for definitely. So until then, this is your Kiran signing off. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace.